The story of Dawn Brancheau's fatal accident is a tragic and deeply troubling one. As an experienced SeaWorld trainer, Dawn had dedicated her life to working with and caring for killer whales. But on February 24, 2010, she was attacked and killed by a Tilikum, a captive killer whale that had been involved in two previous fatalities. This incident sparked a fierce debate about the ethics of keeping killer whales in captivity and raised important questions about their treatment and welfare. In this video, we will be exploring the circumstances leading up to the fatal incident, shedding light on the broader implications of this tragic event and examining the controversial issue of keeping these intelligent and powerful animals in captivity. Dawn Brancheau was a well-respected and experienced animal trainer who worked at SeaWorld in Orlando, Florida. She had a passion for marine life and had been working with killer whales for over 15 years. However, on February 24, 2010, tragedy struck when she was killed by Tilikum, a 12,000-pound male killer whale that she had worked with for years. The incident occurred during a live performance in front of a packed audience and it shocked the world. Dawn's death raised many questions about the safety of working with these majestic animals and brought attention to the controversial issue of keeping killer whales in captivity for entertainment purposes. Despite the tragedy, Dawn's legacy lives on through the Dawn Brancheau Foundation, which helps provide scholarships to students pursuing careers in animal training and care. Dawn Brancheau was an experienced trainer who had worked with whales for many years. She was known for her dedication and passion for these animals, and her loss was felt deeply by her colleagues and the wider community. On February 24, 2010, she was performing a routine with Tilikum, a 12,000-pound killer whale, when he suddenly grabbed her and pulled her into the water. Eyewitnesses reported that the whale thrashed her around and dragged her to the bottom of the pool. Despite the efforts of her fellow trainers and emergency personnel, Dawn was pronounced dead shortly after the incident. The tragic event sent shockwaves through the world and sparked a fierce debate about the ethics of keeping killer whales in captivity. Tilikum was a highly controversial whale, having been involved in two previous fatalities. He was captured off the coast of Iceland in 1983 and spent the majority of his life in captivity, performing at various marine parks and aquamarines. Critics of the captive whale industry argue that these animals are not suited for life in captivity and that the stress and boredom of confinement can lead to aggressive and dangerous behavior. SeaWorld faced significant backlash in the aftermath of the incident, with many people calling for an end to the captive whale industry. The company eventually announced that it could no longer breed killer whales or use them in shows, and Tilikum died in captivity in 2017. She had a deep passion for marine animals and spent her entire career working with them. Brancheau began her career as a part-time employee at SeaWorld in 1994 and worked her way up to becoming a senior trainer. She was widely respected and loved by her colleagues and the public for her expertise and enthusiasm. Despite the tragedy, her legacy lives on, and her dedication to the animals she loved will never be forgotten. Tilikum had a history of aggression and had been involved in two previous fatalities. Despite this, SeaWorld continued to use him in their shows. The tragedy brought attention to the ethical concerns surrounding the captivity and training of marine animals, leading to changes in legislation and a shift in public opinion towards more humane treatment of these animals. The story of Dawn Brancheau and Tilikum serves as a reminder of the dangers inherent in using wild animals for entertainment purposes. Investigations revealed that Tilikum had been involved in two other human deaths in the past, and many criticized SeaWorld for continuing to use him in performances. The incident had a profound impact on Brancheau's family, colleagues, and the wider community, highlighting the dangers of working with captive marine animals. Eyewitness accounts suggest that Tilikum grabbed Brancheau by her ponytail and dragged her into the water, where she suffered severe injuries and drowned. The aftermath of this incident led to increased scrutiny of SeaWorld's treatment of animals and their trainers. The incident also highlighted the danger of working with wild animals, especially those kept in captivity. Brancheau's death was a heartbreaking reminder of the risks that come with working with such powerful creatures and has a lasting impact on marine mammal industry. The story of Dawn Brancheau, a senior trainer at SeaWorld who tragically lost her life in a fatal accident with Tilikum, a captive killer whale, is a deeply sad and controversial one. The incident, which occurred in 2010, sparked debates about the ethics of keeping such intelligent and social creatures in captivity for human entertainment. Tilikum had been involved in two previous human fatalities, leading to questions about the safety measures in place for trainers. The incident also shed light on the mental and physical stresses that killer whales endure in captivity. Despite SeaWorld's efforts to improve its safety protocols and end its orca breeding program, the controversy surrounding Brancheau's death has continued to fuel the ongoing debate about the ethics of keeping captive killer whales. Don Brancheau's tragic accident had a profound impact on the world of marine parks and the public's perception of captive marine animals. Brancheau, a highly skilled trainer at SeaWorld, was killed by an orca named Tilikum during a live show in 2010. The incident led to a renewed scrutiny of the treatment of marine animals in captivity and the safety of their trainers. SeaWorld faced intense criticism, protests, and legal battles, leading to a decline in attendance and revenue. The incident also sparked a global conversation about animal welfare and the ethics of keeping these creatures in captivity for entertainment purposes. Overall, the tragic loss of Don Brancheau brought attention to the dark side of the marine park industry and sparked a push for more humane treatment of captive marine animals. The tragic story of Don Brancheau, a SeaWorld trainer, is a devastating reminder of the dangers of working with captive marine animals. In 2010, Brancheau was killed during a performance with Tilikum. The incident sparked public outrage and raised questions about the ethics of keeping such intelligent and complex animals in captivity for human entertainment. In response, SeaWorld implemented several changes to its policies and practices, including ending all orca breeding programs, phasing out theatrical orca shows, and investing in new and safer habitats for its animals. While these changes are a step in the right direction, the tragic loss of Don serves as a somber reminder of the potential consequences of exploiting marine animals for human entertainment. Brancheau, an experienced trainer, was killed by Tilikum, a 12,000-pound orca whale, during a live show. Since then, the captive whale industry has faced increased scrutiny and criticism, with some countries even banning the practice altogether. However, many marine parks and aquariums continue to keep whales and dolphins in captivity, arguing that it is necessary for conservation and education. The debate over the morality and sustainability of this industry rages on, with no clear solution in sight. Don Brancheau's tragic story provides several valuable lessons to be learned. Firstly, it serves as a reminder that wild animals should be treated with respect and caution, as they are unpredictable and potentially dangerous. Secondly, it highlights the importance of safety procedures and protocols, especially when working with animals. Thirdly, it emphasizes the need for proper training and education for those who work in professions involving animals, such as trainers and handlers. Finally, the incident demonstrates the importance of implementing appropriate regulations and oversight to ensure the safety of both humans and animals in captivity. Overall, Brancheau's death was a devastating loss, but it can serve as a valuable lesson for the future. Thank you for watching the video about the tragic story of Don Brancheau and the controversial issue of captive killer whales. We hope that this video has shed some light on the complexities of this issue and encouraged further discussion and debate. If you enjoyed the video, please like and share it, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more thought-provoking content.